Hi everyone, welcome to my channel where I review the latest movies and documentaries. Today, I'm going to talk about Damsel movie. If you're interested in this topic, make sure to watch this video until the end and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. In the starting scene of the movie, King and his soldiers chase a dragon into his house. When the king entered the house, he was looking at something warily, during which the dragon attacks them with fire and kills all the king's soldiers one by one. The king was left with no option but to beg for his life from the dragon. The scene cuts from here and shows us another kingdom centuries later. These kingdoms are very close. The people here are dying of indulgence, and Elodie, who is the main character of this movie, is the princess here. Today, a prince from a very big kingdom has got a relation for which her father was very happy because he felt that if Elodie relationship happened then the situation in his kingdom would change. Elodie reluctantly agreed to this marriage to change the circumstances of her kingdom, and in connection with her marriage, these people turn out to be kings of other kingdoms. While coming closer to this island, they also saw some dragons inside this storm. Now these people reach the palace. Elodie liked this palace very much. In this palace, much bigger than his own, he was welcomed by a royal servant and was shown his rooms to rest. At night, she was standing on the balcony looking outside, and suddenly she saw a fire burning in the distant mountains. Well, now it's morning. Someone tells Dad that I accept the relationship and we will get married only after doing so. I talked to you a little about this. After which Prince and Elodie go to talk to each other. Elodie asks Prince, "Are you also being forced?" Prince says no to this marriage, absolutely not. I liked you very much. While talking, they reach a hill and Elodie tells the prince that yesterday she saw the hills on the other side on fire. The prince says, "Yes, those hills are very important. We have some old rituals in a bar inside it which will be followed even after our marriage, and we will go there on the wedding day also." In the next scene of which we are shown that Dad was very upset ever since he met Queen. When Elodie mom asks him about his problems, when he doesn't tell anything, she decides to talk to Queen. But someone is very selfish. She doesn't talk to Elodie mom, saying that she comes from a small kingdom. She comes to her two daughters and tells them that I have a feeling that something very bad is going to happen. During the conversation, Elodie Dad also says yes, who had taken her mom away from here while talking. Sir, it was obvious that he too was trying to hide something. In the next scene we see Elodie wedding with the prince. Elodie was going with the prince to the mountains where she had seen a fire a few days ago. The prince had already told Elodie that he would have some food there. They reach inside the mountain where the people of this kingdom were already waiting for them. Queen tells Elodie that there is a dragon in this guard who used to wreak havoc on our kingdom 100 years ago, and then one day our king decided to take revenge from her. They came to this cave to fight the cell. But this dragon was very dangerous. No one had ever been able to win against him. Even our king could not win over him. To save his life, our king made a deal with them. He will give his 3 daughters to this dragon. After which dragon never attacked our kingdom. Since that day we have been doing this ritual. The queen makes cuts on the hands of both the prince and Elodie and joins their hands and tells them that from now on you both have become one. Prince takes Elodie in his lap. Elodie mom was also there, but she was also very happy because she did not know what was going to happen to her in the next second. The prince had picked it up and dropped it into the ditch. Where Elodie falls, the poor girl becomes unconscious. When he regains consciousness, he shouts for help and his voice awakens the sleeping dragon. When no one comes to help Elodie, Elodie decides to climb up, but the place is very slippery. She was falling down again and again. We see that many other girls' belongings were lying at this place. Suddenly Elodie could see fire in the air. As soon as she comes to take a look, she sees that some flying insects have been burnt to death by the fire. The fire that was set by dragon, seeing the dragon, came to Elodie, and here the dragon asks him, "What is your name?" When Elodie tells her name, Trina tells him that you have come here under a deal in return for which I will kill you today because I smell royal blood inside you. Before something bad happens to Khlohd, she runs away from there and the dragon sees her running away and attacks her with his eye. While running, Elodie had come into a small cave, but could not completely escape from the eyes of the dragon. His foot was badly burnt. She tears her clothes and binds the wound on her leg. Elodie could not accept defeat. She had to run away from here at any cost. Vote Gay starts exploring this place, and as she goes further, she sees blue light. While following that light, when she reached close to it, she realized that it was coming out of a birch tree. Elodie wanted to go this way, but there was a huge gap in it. There was a dragon behind and there was a ditch ahead, so he had to die somewhere. She decides to jump from here, but one of her bold steps puts her life in danger. She herself was about to fall inside the ditch. But with the help of the knife held in her hand, she saved herself and came to the other side of the ditch. The way blue light was coming out here. Actually, there were some small glowing insects on that side. Elodie again tears her dress and makes a pot with lots of insects inside it so that it can act as a lamp for her as she walks ahead. After going a little further, Elodie also found a small glass of water. Elodie opens her mouth to drink water, but then he wants to dry her upwards and attacks her with his fire, to avoid which Elodie again runs away from there. Elodie again runs away from there in a small hat hid in the prayer from and drag means this time every notice says how much you save. At least someday you will get my hands on the price. The names of many girls were written inside this small garland. The symbol Elodie makes it clear that many girls would have been sacrificed here. She was quite tired of all these things. She falls asleep, and when she wakes up, all the insects which were stored in her clothes are sitting in her wound. Seeing these, Elodie gets very scared, and when she picks those insects out of her wound one by one, she sees that her wound has completely healed. These insects were of two great uses. Well, she moves forward carrying them, and on a small stone she sees a map of the way out, following which she wants to get out of here. But Rajasthan was full of sharp stones. She would have died if the stone hit her, but she was not that austenite. Ignoring her pain, she climbs up with great difficulty and finally finds a way out. But this place is very dangerous. There is no way to get down from the top of the mountain. Now he felt like crying. She wanted to call out loudly to someone, but no one could hear her from so high up. She heard the sound of some horses running, and suddenly the dragon also appeared in front of her. Before the dragon attacks him again, comes inside, and the dragon tells him that no matter how much he runs away, no one has ever been able to escape from this place. I will definitely catch you. While they were still talking, suddenly Elodie heard his dad's voice coming from downstairs. On hearing this voice, the dragon also goes down from the top to see Elodie dad, and from here Elodie comes down to go towards her dad, and on the way she sees 3 dragons along with a lot of gold. Broken eggs are also visible. Seeing these things, he understood that the story that someone had told him was half true and half false. The dragon had killed his people. Actually, when he came inside this gate many years ago, he saw that there were 3 dragon eggs from inside which 3 dragons were emerging. The king killed these 3 dragon children, and the dragons are still taking revenge for this. This china is cut, and we are shown a scene from the past. While the king is begging for her life from the dragon, then the dragon told the king that I want to see you also suffer. I want 3 children from each of your generations. Only after taking their sacrifice, I will give you and your kingdom peace. I will leave it. G again comes to the present where Elodie dad was calling his daughter, and then the dragon appears in front of him. He tells the dragon that I have come to take back my daughter, even if I have to fight you for this. I am ready to fight. Dragon tells him then call his daughter, call him this Elodie diet, who else says Elodie wherever you are, or don't come here. As soon as the dragon says this, he gets angry, and one of his nan Elodie dad they put a strap on the chest. Seeing his dad die in front of his eyes, Elodie utters, "Chief," which distracts the dragon. She wants to find Elodie on the other side, so as soon as she gets the chance, Elodie comes to her dad, who, while dying, was saying to Elodie that I am dying because of my sins, and so he is alive. You have to stay, your mother and sister will wait in our ship. As soon as he says this, he dies, and Elodie moves forward to leave from here, with whom Sanjeev had come here. Using that Sanjeev, Lodi was going upwards, and Dragon had also seen her. She somehow manages to get out of this hole by repeatedly avoiding the fire attacks of the dragon. Now she was running away from there, sitting on her dad's horse. The dragon was behind her to attack with fire. She gets down from the horse and hides in the mountains. In this way she does not come into the dragon's sight. and in anger the dragon burns her horse. Far away in the palace, Queen was watching all this. She was also there at that time and says that all this is happening and I will keep all this right. In the ship, Elodie's sister was watching the fire on the mountains. Suddenly Queen comes to this ship and kidnaps Lodi's sister because her plan was to kill Elodie's sister. She will save her kingdom from the dragon by giving it to Dry Khan instead, who tries to save her daughter. Queen had stabbed him and left from here. The next day, while hiding, Elodie also reached her ship, where she meets her injured mother. Jewelers say I am absolutely fine, I will take care of myself. Go find your sister whom they are going to sacrifice to the dragon in your place. Here we tell our mom that our dad is also no more. After telling this, she immediately goes towards Gower because she knew that Queen must have gone towards Gower with her sister. Char actually cuts the Queen's hand and Elodie's sister's hand, mixes her blood with her blood and throws her into the ditch below, and the dragon captures Elodie's sister. Elodie had also reached the house by this time, but no one knew about her because she was now preparing before going to the dragon. First of all, she binds a lot of glowing insects with herself and along with some weapons present in the garden. She also takes her father's sword, which could be useful to her in fighting the dragon. She wants to show that till now the dragon didn't kill T's sister. She was sitting near her dead children and was telling Elodie's sister that your elders killed my children and I will make them restless by killing their daughter Elodie. I know that she will definitely come to save you. I would have more fun killing him than killing you. Here Lodi makes some noise outside to distract the dragon so that the dragon comes to know about her arrival, and as soon as the dragon comes out to the other side to find her, Elodie comes to her sister. Before this, Klohd comes here to Rygar to save her sister and take her away from here. She tells the dragon that we were lied to. We were told that you attacked their kingdom, but the truth was that they killed your children. Dragon says whatever it is not your elders, I will take revenge from you only. Elodie tells her, no, we're not their kids. Before Elodie tells Traket something else and the dragon attacks her with its eyes, which Elodie tries to avoid when she moves backwards. So into the water. She falls. He was now having a lot of pain. Freynd again holds him and injured him with his nail, and to protect herself from some major damage, Elodie attacked his eye through his sword. Dragon was angry with this attack. Like she throws milk to Elodie and attacks her with her fire. But after hitting the stones present there, the dragon's own fire started burning it. The dragon was very injured by burning, and now Elodie tells him, look at the wound of my hand and mixed with this and was presented in front of you. We are not actually their children. They are living in their homes with great shadow and are sacrificing innocent girls like us, and which did you do with them? Like they killed your children. By the way, you too have been killing someone's children. After knowing the truth, the dragon becomes very sad and the world says that my punishment should be done, that if I die, kill me, but here Elodie does not kill him and small insects that he had cut off with this garbage, but by applying, she fixes the wounds of the dragon. After which she now came to the real traitors to take revenge, that is, in the kingdom, who threw her in front of the dragon on the pretext of marriage. Here Prince was preparing to sacrifice another girl like marriage in front of the dragon, telling her the truth and tells him to run away from here. After which Elodie tells all the people standing here that the one who has to save his life should leave from here. Queen says, hey girl, do you think if you have saved the dragon, you can scare us? What will you spoil us alone? Elodie says, I am not a little alone. As soon as he said this, the dragon flying in the sky comes on top of this palace. The dragon had destroyed his entire palace along with the royal family here. His revenge was now fulfilled in the true sense. After which we are shown in the last scene of the story that this kingdom has Elodie, her sister, and her mom. She is preparing to go to her kingdom there, and Elodie now tells her mom that I am sure that you instead of my dad, this kingdom along with the treasury of this kingdom, along with our kingdom, is also very well will run. Listen to her mom is very happy, and these people go out towards their kingdom where you were going with him as a dragon of Elodie. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching and see you next time.